Welcome, everybody, back with another entertaining but educational video from Crypto Crush. And in this video, we're going to talk briefly about wealth growth versus cash flow. And the first thing I'd like to just kind of get on the table and address the elephant in the room, and that is this. People enter crypto with usually one goal, and that is to get rich. Yes, even Christians who are devoted to helping people, your goal is to make money. But getting rich looks different depending on your strategy, right? So, and unfortunately, most people coming into crypto get into crypto because they want to get rich quick. And that, friends, is a strategy straight to hell, and it's a disaster. So the question is, are you building a wealth engine for the future? Or are you looking for freedom so you could spend today? And today I'm going to break it down, the brutal truth between cash flow versus wealth growth in the 2026 crypto market. So wealth growth or capital appreciation, that is this a buy and hold, a hodl, H-O-D-L, right? This is about buying assets you believe in that will be worth significantly more in 5 to 10 years. And for us as Crypto Crush, Bitcoin is it. We are with the Michael Saylor group of people that believe eventually it has to go to $1 million. That is not some heresy. It is not a pipe dream. It is based on math. But anyway, back to wealth growth, key assets. We think Bitcoin or Ethereum, this is the bedrock of decentralized blockchain finance, and that's not going away. So the strategy with buy and hold or wealth growth is you're not selling for a monthly paycheck. You're building a fortress capital, right? You're acquiring something that is very, very valuable that you think for sure is going to be very valuable in the long run, kind of like a house or gold, things like that. Here's the benefits of this. This is where life-changing generational wealth usually comes from. So the guys that are holding Bitcoin and refusing to let it go and are willing to go through the ups and downs waiting for it to hit $1 million. These people are thinking about their children, their grandchildren, and you're thinking, I'm setting up my entire family line for life. So that is the buy and hold strategy. And you can do that with real estate. You could do that with metals. You could do that with Bitcoin, certainly. And there's enormous amounts of room for Bitcoin to grow. And that's what's scary. Now, but you have to be patient. The second thing is cash flow. Now, let's talk about cash flow. This is making money work for you right now. So in Veltrixa, if you went through the 7-day challenge or you're part of Veltrixa, we have a weekly recurring revenue stream that comes in, right? Cash flow. And this isn't some weird risky yield farming or rug pulls. This is real world assets that we are trading with an AI agent that is going to be a better trader than you or I will ever be. And I've been trading for a while and do pretty good. But cash flow is, I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my mortgage. I need to cover my credit card bills, my car loan, things like that. I need cash flow. And so there's a lot of passive income strategies that we have, Veltrixa being one of them, by the way. But there's many. There's staking, there's mining. So how does it work? Well, let's use staking. Staking is where, think of a traditional bank where they had certificates of deposit. They do have certificates of deposit. You take a certain amount of your money and you stake it. Or on a CD, you give it to the bank. You say, I'm not going to touch it for 6 months or 18 months, whatever the agreement is. And in exchange for you agreeing not to touch that money, the bank will pay you a higher interest. Well, the same thing happens here. People who are buying and holding Bitcoin can stake Bitcoin and get an extra 10, 15, 18% per year. But now it's even better because now you could take your dollars, turn them into digital dollars like USDT, USDC, things like that. And you can get 8%, 10% per year. Very, very easy. So what does cash flow do? Well, it provides stability, right? With Veltrixa, one of the plans is to have cash flow and the profits that we make from this passive income system or the other passive income systems we take, and we invest into other assets that we think have potential growth. So which one do you do? Well, I am doing both, right? So I'm holding Bitcoin, but I'm also trading Bitcoin, right? I am holding Ethereum, but I'm trading Ethereum, either short or long, it doesn't matter. And it depends also on the time of life you are in. So for me, and it all depends on what your current financial situation is. So I don't have any debt. My wife and I don't have any debt. We don't believe in debt. So our expenses, our debts are limited. So a lot of cash flow we don't need unless we're out, going to dinner to fancy restaurants and all these crazy vacations, which we typically don't do. We live on a farm with our 3 kids, and we like the life that we have. So it depends on the money you need. Do you need money to cover bills? Or can you buy and hold? Can you wait? If you're in a retirement, maybe you want to take a portion of your retirement, do a buy and hold, and maybe some of it you want to put into a passive income stream. If you're like my dad, the retirement you left and the buying power you had 20 years ago, he retired 20 years ago, and the buying power he has now is very, very different. So those are the 2 things. Growth moves you forward, but cash flow keeps you in the game. So I guess what I'm trying to say is do a combination of both, leaning toward one depending on where you are in your life. Expectations for staking range anywhere from 2% per year all the way to 18%. Cash flow, we typically see about a 10% yield monthly on our cash flow products. Anywhere from 5 to 10%. Not a guarantee, it's just what we've been doing historically since last July. I'm going to see you in the next video. God bless. Have a great day.